top story this morning, Robert Mueller has agreed to testify before both the House Judiciary Committee and the House Intelligence Committee. The former special counsel is scheduled to appear in open session on Wednesday, July 17th. Both committees issued subpoenas to Mueller. Mueller's report, released in April, concluded that there was not enough evidence to connect Trump's presidential campaign to Russia. But Mueller also said he could not exonerate Trump on obstruction of justice. The House of Representatives has passed a $4.5 billion aid package to help protect migrant children in federal detention centers. Their bill, which passed along party lines, follows reports of children lacking food and basic sanitation at a facility in Texas. President Trump has said he would veto the House bill and prefers the Senate version of the bill that was crafted with bipartisan support. And the first Democratic presidential debate takes place tonight in Miami. Due to the large field, the Democratic National Committee randomly split the 20 candidates who qualified for the debate. 10 will face off tonight, the other 10 tomorrow night. Only one of the 5 highest polling candidates will be on stage tonight, Senator Elizabeth Warren from Massachusetts. Back here in Billings, homes beneath the rims are beginning to crumble. Neighbors say groundwater seeping out of the drainage ditch that sits above their homes is causing major damage, and no one is taking action. The Billings Bench Water Association shut off the water flow on Friday to assess the area. MTM's Samantha Sullivan has more on the situation.
Bowing walls, foundation cracks, a house crumbling.
It's only a matter of time before the whole house comes down.
Dawn's parents live in this house on Viewcrest Drive. They've been here for the last 13 years.
Like, this was supposed to be their forever home. This is where they were supposed to, live forever.
Dawn says it all started last year when they noticed standing water in their yard and the initial signs of foundation issues. When the water was turned on in May of this year, things got worse. Heather Baum rents the house next door.
The ditch was turned on in May, and a few days after it turned on, I could look out my window and see water flowing out from the side hill here.
In Heather's backyard, a PVC pipe burst. Crews set up a pump and cleared the water from her yard. Her landlord added an extra pipe to help move water out.
Yesterday, we calculated that you could fill a 5-gallon bucket in 6 seconds. So it was no small amount of water still flowing out of here prior to anything being done.
Heather says the water didn't stop until Billings Bench Water Association began maintenance on the ditch on Monday. So far, no one's taking blame for the issue. Now, back in 2003, a survey of the area showed it was at high risk for landslide. Yet a developer moved forward and the city approved the permits. Neighbors say no one warned them. In Billings, Samantha Sullivan, MTN News.
And Davis tells Q2 he doesn't believe these homes should have been built in the first place due to the history of the area, but the association did hire an engineer and contractor to assess the ditch and the hillside, and he says they told him the hillside is secure. They will install a rubber-like coating to the drainage ditch to reduce seepage and plan to turn the water back on by Monday. A 37-year-old Billings man is in jail this morning after police say he stole a car, started a pursuit, then T-boned another vehicle, causing a 4-vehicle wreck. All that unfolded just before 5 o'clock Tuesday night on the corner of Broadwater Avenue and 15th Street West. Sergeant Brett Becker says the suspect was driving a stolen black Volvo down Broadwater when an officer flashed his vehicle lights at him near 8th Street West. 7 blocks later, the suspect vehicle T-boned the white car and then clipped the front end of 2 others. The suspect took off running south but was caught. Becker says a female passenger in her 20s also fled the scene, but police have not found her. Sergeant Becker says the other 3 drivers were treated at the scene. Across Montana, home and business owners now know how much the state values their properties. New appraisal notices are out, and in many areas, values have gone up, but that doesn't necessarily mean your property taxes will increase this year by a comparable amount. MTN's chief political reporter Mike Dennison explains.
Every 2 years, the State Revenue Department reappraises your property for tax purposes. And this year, in Montana's major cities and counties, those values often increased. For residential property in these areas, the average countywide increase ranged from about 7% in Yellowstone to a high of 23% in Gallatin County. Ravalli County was the next highest among the most populous counties at 12.3%, followed by Missoula at 12.1%, Flathead 11%, Lewis and Clark at 9.6%, and Cascade and Butte Silver Bowl around 9%. The appraised value of businesses also increased on average in these counties, usually by a lesser amount, except in Missoula, where they went up almost 18%. City and county officials will tell you taxes they levy probably won't increase by the same amount. Under state law, local governments can increase their general fund budget by only half the rate of inflation.
So that means if your valuations are going up, then when the local government goes through the tax form, we're probably going to see a lot of mill levy reductions throughout the state of Montana.
Public school budgets, which usually account for at least half your property taxes, also have increases limited under state law. As Burton explained, that means the mills, which are a multiplier applied to your property's taxable value to calculate the actual taxes, should go down to offset increasing values, unless additional mills were approved by you, the voter, for more programs or new school buildings.
But a lot of that statewide is going to be determined by what the voters themselves voted, if they voted for school levies or libraries or any kind of levies that where the voters had a voice.
On the flip side, if property values in your area declined, and they did in a dozen rural counties primarily in eastern Montana, then local mills may be increased to collect the same amount of revenue. And finally, there's the question of whether your new appraised value is accurate.
I always tell people when they get their appraisal in the mail, they should ask themselves the following question: would I sell my house for that amount of money?
If the answer is yes, then the appraisal is accurate and legal. If it's lower, you shouldn't complain. If it's more than you think your property is worth, you can protest to the local revenue department office. And one last thing, if your property's value increased more than the county average, you'll likely be paying higher property taxes this coming year. You can go to our website and see the averages for every county. In Helena, I'm Mike Dennison, MTN News.
And Mike also tells us actual property tax bills don't go out until November. A Billings Labor Day weekend tradition, the future of Burn the Point Classic Car and Truck Show is now uncertain. This comes as organizer Sylvia Gussick enters her 16th year of putting on the event and is ready to pass the baton. In a phone call Tuesday morning, Gussick confirmed this year's event will happen, but next year is unclear. Burn the Point is a fundraiser for the Chase Hawks Memorial Association and includes a parade through downtown Billings, a street dance, and a car show at Metro Park. Contact information can be found on the Burn the Point page of the Chase Hawks website. The shuttered Toys R Us building on Billings West End is becoming a Planet Fitness. A major Planet Fitness franchise owner out of New Jersey is taking his next store to Billings. Dave Leon plans to invest roughly $1 million into the property, according to the permit. He plans to remodel the building inside and out. The building became vacant last summer after the owners of Toys R Us declared bankruptcy and liquidated all 800 stores nationwide. Planet Fitness has 1,800 locations, including Great Falls, Helena, and Missoula. The Flathead Valley is unveiling the only mosquito-controlled drone in the state. Using technology similar to Google Maps, the drone checks for mosquito larvae. If detected, a pesticide safe for humans and the environment is sprayed, keeping mosquito populations at bay. And while mosquitoes can be annoying, they do have their place in nature.
Serve as a food source for a lot of other insects, obviously frogs, birds, bats, things like that. They can serve as pollinators.
And the drone abides by FAA rules and cannot fly over private property without the owner's permission.